everyone, my name is Ray from the RAEviewer.com, and we are so excited to be here at the Derm Institute with Dr. Annie Chiu.
Thank you.
Since Dr. Chiu knows a thing or two about skin, and since we are in the midst of summer, it's the perfect time to get to know all about hyperpigmentation. We commonly know them as dark spots, but we always like to know a little bit more. So we are going to discuss today what causes them, how to treat them, and of course, how to prevent them. So welcome, Dr. Chiu. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, of course. And to kick things off, could you please share with us what causes hyperpigmentation?
The most common three causes of hyperpigmentation are chronic sun exposure that can result in photo damage and sunspots that can appear on the skin. We call those lentigines. It can be hormonal and cause a combination of estrogens in the body in combination with sun exposure can give you brown patches called melasma. And another common cause is what we call post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, where you get brown patches after inflammation on the skin, like after acne and things like that.
So are certain skin types more prone to hyperpigmentation at all?
Pigmentation is something that occurs over all skin types. Darker skin types are more prone to certain types of pigmentation, like the hormonal or melasma type or the post-inflammatory type. But fair skin types are much more prone to chronic sun exposure and brown spots that result from it.
What ways can you prevent hyperpigmentation?
Well, I think it's hard to totally prevent, but in general, I always say it's easier to defend against it. I think it's impossible to totally prevent, but you want to wear a broad spectrum UVA and UVB coverage sunscreen. The American Academy of Dermatology really recommends an SPF 30 or above, and I think what we're all sort of guilty of is not reapplying, so reapplication throughout the day is very important.
Now that we've learned how to prevent it, how do we treat hyperpigmentation?
So I think the best way to treat it is always defense. There's lots of products on the market, and I think it is confusing for the average consumer. You're looking for brightening ingredients, things like vitamin C, linoleic acid, kojic acid. These are all products that have been shown, or ingredients that have been shown to brighten the skin and even the skin tone. Products like hydroquinone are also still on the market, but they can be a little bit irritating for some people, so you do have to be a little careful when using those.
So speaking of treatments, here we have the Equitance brightening serum and spot corrector, but you know, women, now we have so much skincare. How do you properly layer and apply this product?
I think layering is really difficult and confusing nowadays. When it comes to products like this Equitance product has linoleic acid that was derived and developed in Japan, which actually can help address dark patches and spots on the skin. You really want the treatment product to be closest to the skin as possible. So you would apply it after cleansing but before a sunscreen.
How does the Equitance brightening serum and spot corrector differ from other brightening products that are currently on the market?
Well, I love this product because it contains a novel ingredient. It's called linoleic acid. It's derived from safflower seed oil. It calms the skin and soothes the skin, and it also promotes exfoliation, so you can kind of exfoliate out some of the pigmentation that actually results in dark spots and uneven skin tone.
And since many women don't often get the opportunity to sit down with a dermatologist, would you please share your top 5 tips for achieving a more even-toned, radiant complexion?
Sure. It's always hard to bring it down to just 5, but I'm always going to talk about the importance of sunscreen. We already spoke about it earlier, but I think daily application, reapplication, and choosing the right proper sunscreen is really important. And then some of the things are just really simple, but I think we don't always develop good beauty habits. I think it's important to get lots of sleep. I think it's important to always wash off your makeup, wash your face before you go to bed, so there's not those environmental pollutants kind of sitting on your skin overnight that can lead to collagen breakdown and things like that. I love to encourage everyone to increase the antioxidant intake, and that can be through the diet, like in fresh colored vegetables or brightly colored berries. They tend to be chock full of antioxidants, and that reduces inflammation of the skin and helps us fight against photo damage. You can also do it through a supplement if you're too busy to have a perfectly balanced diet. And the last thing is, I think it's really important to just invest in a good skincare regimen. It's always easier to prevent than to actually chase the problem once you already have it. So really invest in products that can give you a bright, even skin tone and a line of ingredients, and understand how to use them.
Like the Equitance brightening collection. So Dr. Chiu, thank you so much again for joining us here. I really had a great time learning about all these products with you. And as you may know, I was recently introduced to Equitance when it first launched here in the United States. So it's so great to have this opportunity to sit down and chat with you.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
So thank you so much, viewers, for tuning in and listening to our conversation. We hope you learned a lot. And don't forget to check out equitance-us.com.